Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Assassin 4. It's your boy Dre from PG, as always, holding it down. I'm with my crew. We got my boy C Note. What's going on with you?
What's good with it? Y'all know what it is.
Then we got my man D, Dr. Esquire Dave. What's good with you, man?
Not much, man. I just feel like going viral today, man. A lot been going on. Feel like
Oh,
going
shit.
viral.
Oh, shit. The rant corner wasn't enough. Dave said he been in the booth lately. This might be one of the ones,
Hell
y'all.
no, hell no, I want
I
enough,
got a
man.
feature. I got a feature.
For the listeners and viewers, I promise you're gonna want to stay to the end of this episode. I promise you. I
And
promise
if y'all and if y'all know my favorite topic, y'all know I got some slander coming.
you.
My shoes are on.
We got 910's finest BT. What's good with you, man?
What's good, bro? How y'all feeling, man?
Good. And live from Gotham, I mean Charlotte, we got my boy T. What's good with you, man?
That's good, bro.
Hope you staying safe out there, man. I know for
Escape
you
the
and Corey,
nigga.
it's getting dicey out there.
Hey, I got hands on like Batman, bro.
I
Bane
hope
was
not
whooping
in
that
the
nigga
Dark Knight
ass in the
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, bro.
I'm just trying to escape the niggler.
Hey, chill out.
I've
the,
seen a few
the,
of his YNs, man.
the niggler and the finesser.
Yeah.
We got RNs making OnlyFans content at Novant Health, bro. What is going on out here, bro?
Hey, yo, what? Oh man, I've been off the loop, bro.
Gotham is a wild place, y'all.
YNs, RNs, it don't matter, bro.
Oh
Any
shit.
type of N. Gotham got him.
OBGYN, that's who's gonna be next, huh? Shit.
Man, listen.
And all of it's gonna be shown on CNN. You know the vibes, baby.
Woo!
Hey, who got the book? What did you do with the book?
Woo! Dre done took that shit, man.
Chill.
He done took that shit, man.
But yeah, man. Of course, the big event that went down this weekend was this NFL draft. We saw a lot of players get their name called, and everything. Hold on, y'all. My bad, my bad. Hello? Yeah, this Dre. I'm the 300th pick. I'm going to the Commanders 300 pick. How much you talking? 100K? Shit, if Joseph Carey out in that joint, I'm good. What's good? Hey, y'all, we up. We're going to the league, y'all. We're
Man,
going to the league.
you sure there ain't no prank call, bro?
Yeah, I mean, hey,
You
You
right,
see?
Dave. You right, Dave.
it's been going around.
Damn, you right, man. Is this what the NFL is going to now?
That was part of the script, I guess. That's part of the script.
Crazy, man. But like, on a serious note, some wild shit was going on with this year's draft, man. Of course, there was a few trades and everything, but what was Shedeur falling in the draft the biggest topic of the weekend when it came to this draft? Like,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I hate that it overshadowed Cam Ward going one. The
yeah,
league should have stepped in early on that because like you slapping that young man in the face by him going first overall like that and by allowing whatever agenda that you guys have towards Dion and his family, like just not allowing shouldn't have allowed it at all to take place because now this young man can't even enjoy being the first overall pick, even though he's not about the glitz and glamour like that. But still, allow him to celebrate like how he should.
right.
Yeah. I mean, it took away from even a lot of guys that got picked because when you got to certain picks and you expected for them to take a quarterback and particularly take Shador, they would pick somebody else and it'll be like, well, the Steelers didn't pick a quarterback. This still haven't picked one. The Browns then passed on Shador again. The Saints passed on them again. Such and such passed on Shador again instead of celebrating whoever got picked at that point. Even though like we either if you may or may not know that person, it's still a big deal for them. So it just until the 144th pick, that was the story. That was the big topic of when Shador was gonna get picked or if he was gonna get picked at all. Honestly, after day two, I was like, they probably not gonna pick this dude. They probably gonna go the whole draft without picking him, and it's just gonna be a, like a whole story up until like he goes to some team. So it was just unfortunate. I don't know like what exactly was about. I heard about, him like allegedly having like bad interviews or feeling like showing like a sense of entitlement or like whether being represented by his father instead of like an actual agent, whatever the case. It just never made sense, and it was clear as day what the NFL was trying to do. Like they were clearly trying to humble him. They were clearly trying to say, look, you're not just gonna come in here and try to act like you run the league or whatever. Like that's the message that they were trying to send. So I hope that Shedeur can ball out in his new team. I hope that he can. I think the first goal for him is to one just make the cut, make the team, and then I'm not really expecting him to be the starting quarterback, but at least be the second or third string quarterback. But I wish my brother well because that was some disgusting shit that was going on this past weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, that joint was filthy, bro. And I ain't like it because they tried to put a stain on his character, or whatever. And then I'm
Hmm.
old enough to remember 20 something years ago when the Manning family, Archie Manning, told everybody, "Look, my son is not going to the West Coast.
Not going
So
to
if
San
you
Hmm.
Diego.
so if you picked him, he's not going to your team. Pretty much forced the hand of San Diego
Mm-hmm.
Right.
to make him go to the Giants. But we didn't hear any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what's the difference? You feel me? Is it because and I hate to put race into this, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like the race guy. But come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like what has Archie done in the NFL that Dion didn't do in the NFL? Like Dion is more accomplished than Arch
Hey man,
Manning.
let's talk
You feel
about it
me?
because they
Let's
swear
talk
the
about it
way
for real.
motherfuckers talk about Archie Man, it's like he was goddamn Tom Brady mixed with Joe Montana, bro. Like
Exactly.
all he did was make a shitty team look not so shitty, but y'all was still some trash, bro. Like
They was still so fucking mid.
Like what did he do, son? Like you talking about you got us two stab, bro. Like this man Dion did everything you could in the NFL, bro, and then played baseball on top of that.
Yep.
So what's up, bro? What's going on, man? So I ain't like that part of it either. Trying to humble, like, come on, B, get out of here with all that. That's BS, man. NFL stands for no fun league, and we all know that. So
NFL stands for niggas release.
damn.
Shit.
that too.
Shit.
Yup.
Oh God. Ooh. Ooh.
Again, ugly over here. Whew. But nah, it was just
Yeah,
bad.
this
Like,
was this
go
was
ahead,
really
see.
going on, bro. You're telling me that Johnny Manziel or workouts, drunk and high at the combine, not giving a fuck, and still win the first round. You're telling me Larry Tunsil got a video leaked of him getting high on draft night. He still
The
won the
gas
first round.
mask. The gas
Yeah.
mask is that.
We've seen alleged rapists go in the first round. We've seen people who literally murder people either go in the first round or have careers in the NFL. The NFL does not give a damn about nothing as long as they feel like you have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
So part of this is that they don't think Shadur is one of those guys, and also because of how overly confident he is in his
Mm-hmm.
own skin, they were sending a
Mhm.
message to get him back in line. The NFL runs their league like a plantation. Look at some of the owners, bro. Jerry Jones. Before Josh Harris took over, Dan Snyder. The Meyer family, who still haven't drafted a black quarterback, by the way. The Giants are scum. You're in New York City. You never
They did
drafted.
it.
Definitely.
They traded up for Jackson Dart, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, bro. Like, come on.
And I don't know how. I wish Brad was up here or my boy Rose up here, but there were reports saying Mike Tomlin wanted Shedeur, but management stepped in and said nah. So that just goes to show you
Exactly.
Mike Tomlin is basically on his way out because he has no pull and rank within his own organization. That's another story for another day. But
Yeah.
you know, they sent a message that you're gonna fall in line, boy. That's what the NFL was saying, bro. That's what 32 teams in the first round said. Second round, the fact that he slipped all the way to the fifth round is absolutely criminal for someone who was
Yeah.
the number two rated quarterback going into the draft.
Hmm.
It's crazy. And some people are talking about, well, his talent, but he was obviously talented enough to be the number 2 rated quarterback coming into the whole draft. And let's be real, bro. He had a shit O line at Colorado.
Exactly.
He was under duress.
He still won Conference Player of the Year. Like we
Still
got to
showed
see.
maturity. Still showed poise in the pocket. Still showed
hmm
got up every
hmm
single time, bro. Showed toughness. Like, what more do you want? Yeah, he might not
Yeah.
have the strongest arm. Yeah, he might not be the fastest, most mobile, but shit, we seen
Okay.
guys really back in the pocket in the NFL be statues back there and still thrive, bro.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Gabriel, like no disrespect to
That
Dylan
that
Gabriel, great
no, that's
college
when
player, but he's
but
nothing
but but
an
that's
NFL
when
quarterback should be.
that's when that shit got atrocious because it was like, okay, of course Cam going number one. That was we heard that. We heard the shit about Jackson Dart. So we knew at some point if they was gonna pull some bullshit, which they did. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Y'all been talking about Jackson Dart for like the past month now. Jalen Milroe, I'm like,
Yeah, that's
okay.
one.
A 7-year quarterback at Louisville, only threw for
That
7,000
but
yards in 7 years.
is that but to Milroe, I was like, maybe motherfuckers taking chances like on like an AR-15 and shit like or Jalen Hurts. It's like if we can get him to it was a reach. To me, it was a reach, but I was like, okay, but like you said, T Dylan Gabriel, I was like, okay now.
You
Man, I don't know how you feel. I know you watch a lot of SEC ball. I don't think Jackson Dart's better than Matt Corral, bro.
nah.
No.
So if we're going up college, like if we're going off straight college film, nah, he's not better than Matt Corral. I was more scared of Matt Corral playing Ole Miss than I was of Jackson Dart playing Ole Miss, to be honest with you. Like, Jackson Dart didn't scare me. The only thing that scared me going against them was LSU defense. That's
Yeah,
it, going against that
yeah.
squad.
And then where's the Josh Allen comparisons coming from for him? I'm like,
I mean,
Who
the boy
said
can
that,
run a
dude?
little bit,
All
but like,
because he can scramble. Yeah.
yeah, he can run a little bit, man. But he's not like
No.
fast like that.
No.
But I got one more thing, bro. And I saw this, bro. For all the teams that are tanking for Arch Manning couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers, who was a 7th-round pick. So, but watch how they hype up Arch Manning. I gotta see it, bro. I'm
Once
just
again, it's the
talking about
name.
next year, bro.
Yeah,
Because the
Archtavius
Manning name,
Manning,
bro.
baby.
come on, that's nasty.
Because I see talent, but I don't see talent where teams are already positioning themselves to tank for Arch Manning. You had analysts and pundits on ESPN talking about, well, throw Shedeur out there. If the Browns still stink, you can take Arch Manning. Like is that gonna be much better than Shedeur Sanders?
No, that's what I was gonna say. They, to me, they're on the same level.
Yep.
Like understand, and this me being a Cam Ward's my guy. If all these quarterbacks was in last year's draft, they'd be like 8th through 15th getting picked. If we being honest, compared to last year QBs coming out. So that was a lot of reasons why a lot of those Bama stay an extra year so they get drafted higher. And some of them still was their stock game would draft up. Fuck, you was fucked his draft stock up coming
They
back.
they
To
be
be honest,
undrafted free agents. Undrafted free agents.
so
All
so like Cam Ward would be make a day 2, day 3
of
pick. Like if it wasn't for like raising his stock at Miami and shit like that, Shedeur probably a day 2 pick because he's not getting drafted over like some of the QBs that went last year. So they had to come back. So, but with Arch Manning, he like okay, he held it down for Texas when Euro was out and everything, but he doesn't get like there's no like Andrew Luck there to me. There's no like Trevor Lawrence in college. There's no Joe Burrow. Like where's that it factor coming from? And it doesn't have to be him having a strong arm. It doesn't have to be like that. He makes a couple of great plays, but when he got put in that Georgia game, it showed me he's really not ready yet, or he's really like that, and people make him out to be because that Georgia D line decimated every QB they put out there. So
Yep.
Yep.
so tell me he's just not in the red, and this is the same Georgia defense that Jalen Milroe always decimates. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But shit, man, fuck, what's going on in Cleveland because unfortunately, I feel like they're gonna screw him over anyway because Cleveland is just trash when it comes to QB issues.
It just never made it just didn't make sense because okay, you pick Dylan Gabriel at third, and yeah, I got my shit with Oregon, but really like Dylan Gabriel is a product of the system and the product of the offense around him. Like I saw that when he was at UCF, I saw that at Oklahoma and at Oregon. Definitely saw it at Oregon. He was just a product of the offense that you put around him and the play calling. So like nothing about him told me that yeah, this could be a guy that could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. But I thought when Cleveland picked him in the third round, I'm like, all right, they set because keep in mind they still got Watson on payroll. They got Kenny Pickett, they got Joe Flacco, and then you get Gabriel. You got
Trash.
four. You got four
Trash.
QBs, and you're gonna have to put
Trash.
one of them. You're gonna have to like put one of them away. So I mean, like it was cool. Like Shedeur got drafted. Like to them, Cleveland really messed up because you could have had Shedeur and Travis if you didn't trade that second pick away. You could have had Travis, and you could eventually got Shedeur. Like you
Dumb.
could have both.
Dumb.
They said they needed picks back from that Watson trade. That was one of the worst trades in NFL history, though.
But I will say,
So
from some of the posts I've seen from like Browns players, it looked like Shador's already kind of won over the locker room,
Yeah,
and
that's
that might be
That's
able to
what
help him get a
happens.
job.
That's what happens
yeah.
when you want to change the culture, and that's what they don't like. They didn't like the fact that him coming in saying that like whatever team gets him, he's coming in to
gonna be
change the
lucky.
culture,
But
which
shit,
is dumb to
that's what
me.
you do. You want to be great. The fuck.
Exactly.
But it's
They
Cleveland, man.
they just
It's
didn't like that he said it because
it's Cleveland.
Jaden Daniels came in and changed the culture for the Commanders. He just didn't
Sure enough, did.
he just didn't like say it the same way.
Sure
But
enough,
And,
did.
and I ain't gonna
yeah,
hold you, Brian. Like Jaden might not show it, but Jaden cocky as fuck, bro.
Yes.
He just don't show it. Trust me. I
T
watch Jaden
and
for
T and, and
2 years,
T and
bro.
T can agree with me. What athlete's not arrogant?
yeah,
Exactly.
Yup.
You have
yeah.
to
That's
be.
fact.
There has to be some level to be especially a elite athlete. There has to be some type of arrogance to you. You might not be like as
Absolutely.
boastful, but you have to think that you're that guy if you want to be great at a sport. Like
That's fact.
hmm
You don't
it's
even want to like.
inevitable.
So
You
yeah.
That's a
you to
high
get to that
school.
level,
That's a high
you have to be,
school.
I think it's
if
only
not,
it's only like 10% of people on the world or some crazy stat. Like a very small percentage of people that have lived on Earth have played in the NBA. Like so, you have to think that way. You have to
yup.
you have to you have to you have to be cocky because everybody's good at that level. Everybody's been Mr. Basketball. Everybody's been All American. Everybody's been Player of the Year. You have to
Yep.
think that way.
like don't get it twisted. There might be a couple people in the NBA that are trash, like just straight up trash. But when we say if somebody's trash, we're comparing them to their peers on that level. Now, of course,
Exactly.
there's some bum ass niggas in the league who are just garbage.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. They're trash relative to their peers on that
Yeah.
Exactly.
level. They will cook the
Exactly.
average nigga at the YMCA or on the street.
Facts.
Yeah.
No hesitation. It's the same with these football guys. It's the same way. Like, don't think you can cover DB on Jets. Like, don't play.
Hell no.
Hey, remember that show, Joe versus Pros and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to bring this shit back and humble a lot of motherfuckers. They need to bring this shit back.
Yeah.
You know my rule.
Hey yo, they go search the tweets for certain athletes. They gonna be like, hey yo, remember when you tweet this back in 24? You say I put your parlay up, right, my guy? All right. Hey yo, line it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma drill. Line that shit up.
Yeah.
Line
Yeah.
that shit up.
Hey, chill,
Hell
because
yeah.
I be talking shit about niggas too now. Stop.
Hey, Corey. Hey, man.
Line it up. Hey, where my phone at?
Hey, I was
DeMar DeRozan. My man want to holler at you right quick.
yeah,
Hey, my man.
that nigga stay fucking up the parlay. Fred only got only had one chance to do it to me. Never again. Oh, I mean Corey Joseph.
Hey, cute. All right, let's bring it back. Okay, let's actually talk about the actual draft that happened. As of course, Cam Ward went number one. Abdul Carter got drafted. Travis Hunter went number two after the trade. He's going to Jacksonville. They already saying, God, if you don't bless him, we got these choppers to help him. So it's like they already sold on Travis Hunter and everything. So I guess the question is, before we talk about our own team, what was the pick in the draft that kind of like interested y'all that this team picked up and everything, like outside your own team?
To be honest, it was both of the edges that the Falcons picked up. Um,
Mm,
that was like all hate aside, that was a smart ass move. They went and got they really just shored up that defensive line. Once again, I'm coming and we're gonna say this whenever we do the NFC South talk, but the Falcons, they should be head and shoulders above everybody with winning that division.
Mm-hmm.
You got the offensive pieces, you have the defensive pieces. Like do what you're supposed to do at this point.
Yeah, they really did have a good job. I ain't going front. Now, the only thing I would say, they gave up a first round pick for the second edge they got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that pan out. And I don't rock with Buddy. He's from North
We go.
Carolina, man, but I don't rock with him because of what he did off the field. His girl.
We're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into it right now. We're not going to get into it right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help the Rams I'm gonna help the Rams make sure they get a higher pick in next year's draft. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make sure
Please.
we do our part. We're gonna make that pick worth it for y'all Rams. Trust me.
I just gotta say something, bro. The Carolina Panthers fan base is bottom 5 in the NFL.
We are.
You niggas were dick riding the Falcons draft over your own draft. You niggas complain every single year. It don't matter who we draft. You're always bitching and complaining. Don't talk about the women in this fan base. Bottom 5 at the pits of hell. Go to a Panthers game, you ain't gonna see nothing there. Go to a Hornets game, you'll see some fine shit. Don't go to a Panthers game, you want to see some fine shit, bro. I see fine shit. Commanders games, Lions games, even the sorry ass Jets games, bro. I ain't seen one dime on Panthers Twitter, bro. The best thing on Panthers Twitter is the media reporter, bro.
What's going on, son?
Hey, go
No,
on.
fan base, bro. Yeah, everything, bro.
Hey, yo.
Yeah,
what I've been saying, bro. Like, I've been saying this. I've been saying this for the past 5 years. Like, a lot of these niggas is hoes, man.
Some of y'all,
I told you,
bro,
bro.
y'all can pull up on me and catch some real hands, not the bullshit y'all be talking about, bro. Hey, fuck Ryan Garcia and T.O.
Oh, let's go. Hey, yo, if y'all ain't realized yet by now in this episode, it's about to be a lot of thing again said on this pod. It's people, Bama's been writing in their journals ready to get in the booth with this episode. It's going to be a whole bunch of straight. It's going to be a whole bunch of straight. It's like some extras in a power episode, man. Like it's going to be one of those ones, man.
The Falcons, they had a good draft. But some of y'all dick ride their draft like they had the best draft ever, bro. Like stop it, bro. Because
if I had to grade their draft, their draft was like a B+. It was a B+ draft. Like, we're gonna keep it real. And the only reason why I even give it a B+ like that is because of the trade. Like how BT said, they gave up a first. So it's like, if you don't perform, that first is gonna be pretty good that you give in the Rams.
Yes, and am I wrong? Like there was a trade before them, and then that team didn't give up a first round pick. They just gave us some twos.
Exactly.
So I think that's what made. That's why I think kind of made it like why it's like you gave up more capital for a lesser pick. So that's where it was like some head scratches. It's like, okay, you got the person who you wanted, so but you really gotta make sure that it's worth it down the line because who knows what the Rams could do with that pick in next year's draft.
I hope they cook.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Patriots had a good draft too.
That's a team
yeah.
That's a team that's like the first in my head.
They went bonkers.
When I think of the team that did the best, or one of the teams that did the best, the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean they got
they easily did the best.
Offensive line help.
Campbell, baby.
Offensive line, one like the best offensive tackles in the draft, and then you follow that up, Dre. I know you wanted. But Travion Henderson, man, he's gonna be solid for the Patriots. And then they follow that up with Kyle Williams. Kind of sneaky, kind of a low key, kind of a steal in the third round, I think. They got a safety out of California. They got an edge rusher out of LSU.
That was a steal.
Yeah, that's a big steal in the fifth round. Yeah, so they did a good job, man. Like like you said, Dre, like offline, they've been having a hell of an off season, bro.
Yeah, man. So because we all know it's like between the Bears, the Broncos, us, and who am I missing? Atlanta, and I already said the Broncos, but teams in the Patriots, teams that drafted like QBs last year in the first round, whatever, right? You see what moves they're making in this offseason. Like they're not even just some teams not even just trying to add to the offense. It's like they try to build the whole team right now. They're trying to make it run because as we know, it's best to open that window when you got your QB on a rookie deal. Because the way salaries are going out this year, you can't pay every elite position these days. Like it's going to be here a give or take, which one you want to do because of these contracts. But Yeah, man. Patriots been doing. I think they had a solid offseason. Well, of course, the fucking Eagles have somebody fall to them in the draft again, bro. Like, how we don't be doing shit most of the time? He just be sitting and chilling, just like the
It just
draft
be vibes.
unfold.
He
He
really
just
just
be,
be sitting in the
oh,
chair.
people are, oh, you're the highest rated Alabama or Georgia player. I'm gonna take you, bet, and then just go have his dinner with his family and shit, or go to bed at this point. So it's
He
so late at night.
how he plays the game on auto draft but gets it right. The Saints was playing with this shit on auto draft and missing everywhere.
Oh, the Saints had a horrible draft. You can't tell me anything about that shit.
Yo, but ESPN and like, yeah, I gotta slander ESPN. They ranked
Yo,
them saying that they had an A minus draft. I said, how the fuck they have an A minus draft? Did y'all see who they was getting?
that quarterback alone, that joint is at least a D. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
that
Yeah,
quarter,
they
yeah,
had a
but that quarterback pick
drafted a
alone.
35-year-old quarterback with a bad knee.
Damn, Tyler Show got a bad knee.
Bad
Yeah.
everything.
I saw that combine footage.
Exactly.
Yikes.
Nigga was out there throwing like Uncle Rico.
Hey, chill.
Yeah, they had a horrible draft, man. Like they had a horrible draft. No steals or
Oh
anything.
well.
Fuck them.
Hopefully the Saints
Tough
pack
luck.
early.
Tough luck.
They're one of those teams, and y'all know it's not even an agenda. Y'all know what I think their agenda is. They are the first team that's really trying to tank for Arch, and it would
Well,
make perfect fucking sense because Archie played for them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he wanted his
he from
grandson to
he
play
from
for
New
them.
Orleans too, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw this shit a mile away.
Yep.
And watch them
Fuck,
fuck it up.
fuck them. I hope they get 5 wins.
Derek Carr gonna lead the 5 wins.
Yeah, he gonna come back and start winning for no reason and shit.
Oh yeah, Trump in office too? Hell yeah. You
Oh,
know what he
chill
gonna do?
out.
Yeah, that boy in office, bro. He geeked up, man. Fake ass
MAGA pack
Joel
going
Osteen at
crazy, boy.
quarterback, bro. Fuck Derek
Hey.
Carr.
Yo.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Jesus Juice gonna be going crazy. Watch.
Carr number West Coast Tebow.
Oh,
Oh man.
God.
Fuck Florida.
Real
We all can
live.
agree to that.
Real live. Real
We all
live.
can agree, bro. Fuck the Gators, bro.
Man.
Bullshit ass basketball title, bro. Don't worry, bro. They will be living off that basketball title for a long time because they ain't damn sure ain't win nothing in football anytime soon.
Carson Beck, I just need you to win one fucking game next year. Really, like 3 of them joints, but really just this one coming up, like in our first 3 weeks. We gotta beat these niggas again. Fuck all that shit. But I'm gonna say that for another day, cause I ain't, I ain't trying to get too amped right now. Cause really, fuck them niggas. It's fuck that Gator chomp. It's fuck that documentary. It's really
Stadium, fuck
fuck,
Gatorade.
fuck Steve Spurrier. Fuck all that niggas. Like honestly,
Fuck.
Billy Donovan, you a bitch. It's like,
Joakim Noah.
Yeah, definitely fuck Joe Kim. No, fuck Corey
hey,
Brewer and that random ass 50 piece.
hey, yeah, you gonna hate my man 50 piece, bro?
Every ball I ever seen, bro.
Nah, for real, son. You're just like, wait, what? Why?
Who? Like, you like who?
I think his shit was random, and that nigga that used to play for the Mavs, Rodney Beauvoir, when he had a 50-piece one time,
Oh
that shit
yeah.
was random.
Oh my god. I
Yo,
remember that name.
That shit was random as
That's a
hell.
disgusting one.
You ever remember
Disgusting
when he
one.
had a 50-piece one time? That shit was random as hell. That was like when Jason Kidd was out that night, he just balled out.
He said it was his time.
Hell yeah. I think Kidd and Dirk was out that night.
crazy.
I was go to hell ball, bro. That's what that was.
He's like, fuck it. He's like, fuck it. Find shit in the stadium. I'm going
You know,
for it.
yeah. You know vibes. You know vibes.
That's one thing I will say about the NBA game. You could always find some fun shit, bro. I'm like the
Mhm.
spoiled milk at BOA, bro, but that's another. I ain't going on that.
Hey man.
But since you bring it back up, T, I mean, how do y'all feel about y'all draft overall for real? Well, I feel like I saw y'all get some good pieces and shit, in my
I thought we
opinion.
did really, I thought we did pretty good, and I'm satisfied. What we did, obviously we were trying to add more weapons for Bryce. I think Jimmy Horn Jr. gonna be a steal.
Yeah.
I like what we did though. Like
For sure.
Bryce, has no excuses. And to be honest with you, it might not happen this year, but by next year we will win the NFC South. You can go back, you can save this clip, we can run it back, we can run this clip back next year going into the preview, but in 2026 we will win the NFC South. And if the Atlanta Falcons don't reach their full potential, like all joking aside, the Falcons on paper, like you said, should win the South, but they always came up short. If
Yep.
Tampa Bay is just kind of they're there, but they're not really like they're consistent. We know they're going to be 9-8, 10-7, somewhere
They
between 8 to 10 wins.
the best way to explain them is they haven't rebuilt, they've just retooled. So you
Yeah,
know that you know that their time is coming because their core players are Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans,
Mhm.
and
Chris
oh my
Godwin.
God,
Chris
yeah,
Godwin.
and Chris Godwin. So it's
That
like
defense
you
getting
have
old too.
defense is getting old. You got older receivers. So it's like at some point you gotta start drafting for the future, and they haven't.
No,
I
they got
mean,
that
they did
receiver
with
from
the
Ohio
they got
State,
the receiver
bro.
from Ohio State. Yeah,
That
Oh,
joint
okay.
pissed me. That joint
Yeah,
pissed me off too.
I know.
yeah. That
but
was a big
if we just get marginally better on defense, I think that's a couple wins, extra wins, just getting better on the defensive side of the ball. And
Yeah,
like you said, we made some good additions in the offseason on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't know why everybody was freaking out. That's how people don't pay attention.
exactly.
When the season over, I'd be tuned. I would go into the basketball, but even I know that we made additions on the defensive side of the ball. So that's crazy that some of you quote unquote fans are freaking out and don't realize how many additions we made on the defensive side of the ball this
Mhm.
offseason. And
We picked up three
you said
solid
we just get
defensive pieces. We picked up three
Mhm.
solid pieces. Now I understand if you're looking at it like we needed to get another linebacker, we needed to get another cornerback. Like
Corner.
I would completely understand. But if they were going headstrong about, oh, we got to get defensive line help, we got to get defensive line help, we should have did that first pick.
yeah.
No, not necessarily. Like I
Yeah.
kept saying, like y'all remember, I said this is a defensive heavy draft, but we're gonna be fine. Everything that we want is going to be right there in the second round, and lo and behold, boom, there it was.
And I think that's because one, Dan Morgan is a linebacker, front seven guy, and I think just historically with the Panthers, we've just been like when we've been good, our defensive line and our linebackers have been good. Like
Yep,
we've
that
had we've
front
had
seven
good
is great.
we've had good secondary players before, um, but it's always been like the defensive line has always been our anchor when it comes to whenever we had a good defense. That and when we've had and our linebackers. So that was probably the focus.
Yeah,
So I think everything was solid. I mean, my only concern, uh, even like before the draft, I was hesitant about picking McMillan because to me, when I saw him play, like he had great production at Arizona. He I think he was like top two or top three in yards, like catches, like across the NCAA. I think this past year or 2 years ago. So I know he can produce, but my concern about him is that can he be a wide receiver one? And if you're gonna pick a wide receiver that high, can he fit that mold eventually? So that's my only concern. I think he's more of a wide receiver too. I think he can be a very reliable wide receiver too. But my
well,
concern is whether he can be a wide receiver one.
we got Coker and we got Leggett. I feel like Leggett has number one potential with his speed and athleticism, but his hands have got to improve. He's got to work on his hands and focus on that. But between Coker, Leggett, and now Tet, that's three young, good weapons for Bryce Young.
and then we have two strong vets that we just put in the locker room. Well, not just put in, but Adam Thielen's already been in there, and then we went and got Renflo. So it's like
Yeah.
that's the steal of draft weekend, if you ask me. When that shit broke, I was like, yo, what the fuck are we on? Like, how did we even manage to get this?
And I like that. I like what we did in our wide receiver room because we're doing. To me, this looks kind of similar to what Green Bay has been doing the past couple of years. Like they've been surrounding Jordan Love with like all these pieces and all these guys, and I don't think they have like a clear cut like, oh yeah,
Number
this is the
one.
guy that we gonna like just throw
Yeah.
to all the time. They
Right.
got they got a lot of guys that Jordan Love can spread the ball to. So I'm
I
hoping
like that.
that's what Bryce Young can do. I think I just hope that this is the idea that you got 5 or 6 guys that that can help Bryce out, that can move the chains and help us score points.
Yeah, I said the exact same thing. Also the fact of that, and what you guys know, I said this is my steal of the draft, Jimmy Horn Jr. I just like his aggressiveness. I like his attitude. I like his play. Like strong, small wide receiver. You put the ball in his hands, he's gonna make something happen.
Yeah.
I love that.
Facts.
Now he gonna be lit on special teams. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna be lit. He's gonna be lit on special teams for sure.
I thought the draft was good too, man. I gave it a B. The only pick I was like, was ETN. I feel like we reached for him, but I mean, he needed another running back as well, so I was cool with it. But that's the only pick I felt like the Panthers reached.
I think he's a
yeah,
safety. He's like an insurance policy for
Brooks.
Yeah, for
yeah,
Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah, yeah,
Brooks.
that's what it's
Also,
for.
what I do like about them picking him is he's going to be the best running back with hands. So if you're looking at it like, okay, we're going to put him out in the flat and allow him to run a little route or whatever, you will be able to do that. And he can also be in the backfield and run. Like, not saying he's like a Christian McCaffrey, but you can
I'm
use
about to
certain
say,
plays
right?
for him.
Hell nah.
Yeah, hell
But
no.
nah, he
But
can definitely catch though. He could definitely catch.
yeah.
I get what they was doing. Like I said, I understood it, but I feel like he reached because he would have been there later.
Oh yeah, no, he
Feel me?
definitely would have been there later.
But yeah, and I feel like Tech, man. I feel like he got potential to be the number one. 'Cause, I mean, I'm not comparing him. I'm not saying he's gonna be on this level at all. But look at Mike Evans, bro. Like we didn't think Evans was gonna be what he did in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
Same
I,
height, same catchphrase, all that good stuff. So I feel like he got a potential to be the number one.
I
I'm not saying it's gonna
honestly,
happen this year.
I honestly kind of knew, bro. Like, I honestly kind of knew just like looking at him at Texas A&M. I kind of knew, maybe not at this level, but I
I'm
kind of
about to
knew that
say we did
he had the
not.
potential.
Nobody saw this level right here, bro. Nobody saw 1,000 yards, but how many
Every
years in a
1,000
row?
yards every year. No, I didn't see that,
Yeah,
but I saw the
nobody saw
potential.
that. And that's what I'm saying. Tech got potential. You know what I'm saying? He has the potential. If he put it all together, the potential is there. He just has to put it all together.
But yeah, honestly, like Dave said, like at the same time, I would rather for an offense where you can just put the ball anywhere. So it's going to be hard for a defense to game plan for something like that. Like if they don't know where the ball is really going to be, like, oh, we need to put a double team on Tech because we know that he's going to be getting the ball 30 and 40
Yeah,
times a game. Like they're
never
going to
get
go
to.
to his side.
Yeah,
But like they can't really say that. Oh, we don't know where they're going to double team because Bryce is actually he's going through his progressions. Oh, Thielen is open, Renfro is open. Oh,
Coker's
Coker is
open.
running downfield. Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think y'all had a really solid draft, man. I was like, okay, I'll be rooting for y'all. So I hope this helps Bryce and y'all have a solid season and shit. I think we did good in that draft as well,
Yeah, you guys
especially
did.
Hmm.
with our first 3 picks.
Yeah.
Because what I try to tell people is you gotta look at the draft in totality and what we did with our third round picks too. So in actuality, it was we first round pick was left tackle out of Oregon, then second round Trey Amos, and then we used our third round picks to get Tunsil and Debo. So like if you think of it that way, I know extra picks went along with them, but if you think of it like that, like that's like our off-season move, like how we was trying to add pieces to our team. Because like y'all had to hear fans like, why didn't we draft this player? What we doing? I was like, y'all realize we just drafted a player that shut down Bill Carter
Hmm.
just a few months ago, and then on top of that, we got to deal with the Giants D line. Cowboys still have Michael Parsons, Phillies D line, and then we got to play teams like the Raiders. We got the Chiefs. Vikings got Jonathan Allen. Hutchinson's gonna be back for Detroit. We gotta make sure Jaden Daniels able to still play quarterback this season. So I'm good with always like T always tells you, like you gotta build them trenches up if you want to have a successful team. So if he's gonna help with this offensive line, I'm all for it. Because I already know like Cliff is trying to scheme something stuff up more with the run game. So and I know when he got people like Debo and his wide receiver out of Virginia Tech, I think he can do something. And I'm hearing things we're trying to do something with this linebacker from UCLA because he runs like a 4-4-6. So they saying he might play like a hybrid, like DB linebacker role. So I'm interested to see what Dan Quinn does with these picks and dial something up. But I think we had a good solid draft as well. Just can't wait to see what we do with these pieces when we get to like the preseason and the regular season.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. You gotta keep up. You
Question.
gotta keep up with your division.
Yeah. What's up, T?
I saw something earlier, and did the Bears have a good draft? Because they were on ESPN talking about Caleb
Yeah.
Williams could be a potential MVP sleeper. And I'm like, what? Did the Bears really have a good draft, or are they just caping for Caleb Williams?
I
Uh,
mean, what? First of all, what Corey says, like, and like, it's still true to. If the offensive line is better, then he should be better. He was running for his life last year, and
No,
so,
facts.
okay, so if they fix the line, I think he should improve. That said, I mean, they drafted a tight end, they drafted another young wide receiver to pretty much replace Keenan Allen. So, um, I forgot who. I don't know if
they
they
got a
drafted. Okay, so
All
yeah.
jokes aside, they picked up a couple free agents that's gonna work on the offensive line. I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
give. It's not. I don't think it's gonna like move the needle a lot. They probably gonna be on par with us, maybe like 7, 8 wins. I don't
Because
think
the
it's gonna be
North is
enough to win
tough.
that division.
The North,
Yeah,
you argue the NFC North the best division in football.
yeah.
I don't know about. Yeah, that's gonna be tough to get
But
seven,
you
8 wins
have,
in that division.
the Vikings. They're so high on JJ McCarthy. They let Sam Darnold go, and they just won 14 games last year. The Packers were a playoff team, and
Still gonna
Detroit
get.
was the top seed until their defense collapsed. Literally
yeah.
they had nobody to play defense. So that division is
Also,
very
hmm
tough. And the
and they're
NFC is
going.
tough period. When you got the Eagles, the Commanders, the
And
Rams.
yeah, as I'm about to say, they play in our division too. So like the NFC North and the NFC East, we got tough schedules this season. Cause I don't know who they play on the AFC side, but the fact that the two top divisions in the NFC are playing against each other, that's going to be a lot of physical games out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Vikings gonna fall off a little bit though. They're not winning 14 games this year, bro.
But I
The
mean, they can
Bears
still
can
be a
probably
playoff
get a win
team.
off them. Yeah, they should, but I have to see it, man. Just my guy. Don't get it twisted. That's my nigga, but I have to see it.
Well,
They
their
they
their
they overachieved.
expectations are
Yeah.
playoff. Yeah, their expectations are playoff. I don't think they'll get there because I don't know how good JJ McCarthy is because in Michigan they were very run heavy, and when you got a guy like
Hmm.
Jets and some of the other guys they have, those guys don't want the ball, so you don't have to air the ball out.
Yeah.
Plus, in that division, you got to air the ball anyway. We got Detroit's offense and the Green Bay's offense as well, and the Bears
I'm
are
gonna be
coming. That's
real.
what they.
I'm gonna be real, and I said this before. Detroit gonna take a step back. I don't know how much of a step they're gonna take a step back.
Yeah, you
Y'all
don't
got to
It's still
lose
remember
two
a
coordinators, bro.
they lost both coordinators. Last time we seen a team lose both coordinators, they definitely took a step back.
I think they can still win their division though and be a playoff team. Like you
I
said, they're
think
not going to
if
be dominant, but
Yeah, they're not gonna be
I still think
dominant.
they're a playoff team.
yeah, they'll be a
It might be
playoff
one of the
team.
situations they take a step
Yeah.
back, maybe take a step forward down the road. But
Honestly, I like Green Bay's trajectory, but we'll get into that whenever we get into like when we get into actual NFL stuff.
yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I see points are being made, but like you said, we get to that when we get closer to the start of the NFL season. Because right now, we got to talk about these NBA playoffs. Uh, as we're recording right now, we are currently seeing the Warriors get smacked in Houston. I don't know if some of these players went to Sakai address,
$2 Tuesdays was last night,
Area
man. Honestly.
29,
Area 29,
Onyx.
Yeah.
Bar
Might have went the
2200.
dream. Might have went the dream.
Yeah, true. But man, it's about they up them. They down by like 23. So unless we see another collapse like we did last night, there should be another game this upcoming Friday. So hey, I'm not more hoops. It's always good for me.
More
But
ratings for Adam Silver, criminal.
but before we get into some other to the other playoffs, let's talk about the dominance of the two number one seeds in this year playoff, the OKC Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Question for y'all: which team looked like they had the more dominant performance, the OKC Thunder or the Cleveland Cavs?
I'll
Mm.
start off. I'll say Cleveland is because they were technically playing a 10 seed. Miami had, let's be real, bro. Miami had no business being in the playoffs.
at
Hell
all.
yeah.
But
Atlanta,
Yeah.
hey, but shout out to
Atlanta
Spo,
does what
man.
Atlanta does, bro. But Miami had no business being in the playoffs, bro. Like the East playing is horrible, bro. It's
Yeah,
Chicago, Atlanta, and Miami every single year. Orlando had no business being in the play-in, but that's because of injuries. Orlando's a 4 or 5 seed,
Yeah,
healthy, and they gave Boston some issues. And I think they gave a blueprint of how to beat Boston or get them in trouble. But only one team left can actually execute that blueprint. We'll get into that in a second.
yeah,
But the East playing is horrible. But Cleveland did what they needed to do. They absolutely destroyed Miami. They took their will in games 3 and 4. Miami played them tough in game 2. That was their moment to kind of make it a little interesting, but they couldn't win that game. And when it went back to Miami, Cleveland took care of business. They were very mature. They didn't go out. They didn't party. They were on South Beach. They came down there. They handled business. Now they have a week off, so now they can do whatever on South Beach for a couple of days before they go back to Cleveland to take on the Indiana Pacers. But Cleveland looked really good. Without Garland, one of their better players, even though we talked about it in our chat. He's a defensive liability that might be exploited down the road, but Miami has nothing to attack him, and he was out. And they, like you said, Dre, they actually look better defensively without Garland. When you have like DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome and some of those other guys that they have, Cleveland's deep. They're rolling on all
hmm
cylinders. I think Indiana can give them 6 games though, just because the Indiana style of play and their pace. This is going to be a trap meet. And Indiana is one of those teams, and I know we don't like Indiana, whatever, but they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, so they do have experience of a deep playoff run, and they have depth. So I think that's going to be an entertaining series. It's going to be a lot of up and down, a lot of high scoring games. Um, those are division rivals as well, so that should be an interesting series. But Cleveland, they're in good shape. Oklahoma City looked good too, but Ja they were getting smacked before Ja Morant went down.
Yep.
It could have been just like a hangover game that happens sometimes when you go from being at home on the road. Sometimes you have those game threes where you just kind of like, eh.
yeah.
But I mean, Oklahoma City did what they needed to do. They have some time off. We'll see if they play Denver, or the Clippers.
what I
But
will tell you about that game 3 game, I think that gives OKC a lot of momentum. Like you don't want them to be down and them to come back and get a win like that, because that shows them like, yeah, we got a lot of confidence. We can be down by 10, 15 points and we can still possibly come back, or we can make a run. We just chip at it. So I think they become very dangerous because of that win by itself.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I agree. I agree with that, and I agree with you, like you, Corey and T are saying. I mean, I thought Cleveland looked the most dominant, or it has looked the most dominant so far. Even though Miami had no business being in the playoffs, just they were able to just to get a couple games, like a couple like March Madness type games against the Bulls and Atlanta. Um, yeah, like after game 1 and game 2, it was kind of a wrap. Like even I think it was just like the role players for Cleveland that was just busting their ass. So I think if Ja Morant doesn't get hurt in game 3, Memphis at least gets one game, either game 3 or game 4. I think they win game 3, maybe possibly still lose game 4. Um, the Thunder didn't
hmm
look that impressive up until that second half of game 3. Like T, like you were saying, it could have been just like off night, try like just the flow of the playoffs or whatever. But
Well, I don't remember they handled Memphis in the first game. Like
they did.
that was a beatdown that Sunday. We was like shit. That's when like
Well, yeah, both games
they
were
said
beat down.
they sent the league a message with that first game. In my opinion, that's what I'm
They
saying.
That's true. That's true. I did low key forget about, yeah. So yeah. They did look good. I don't know. Cleveland just looks so complete. Like they look so
hmm
complete at every like not just even having like the defensive player of the year and Evan Mobley, but they just are complete at every position. And I think really they can go they're going like 9 or 10 deep, right, in their
hmm
roster. So they just look so complete to me.
One thing I'll say though, Yeah, Memphis was an 8 seed, but I mean, for most of the year they were like top 4 or 5, and then they just kind of collapsed. But I mean, Memphis talent wise, I'll say they're a pretty strong 8 seed in my opinion. They were better than the 8 seed most of the year.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna take away what Oklahoma City did. It's just that Cleveland, like you said, they just manhandled Miami. I mean,
and I know they was a 10 seed, but that's still like a Spo coach team. Like
Hmm.
Yeah,
we never seen Spo get hit like that, and not just one game, but like we probably seen him lose like a 30-point game, like a rare. But to have that joint happen back to back at home,
And they
that
still
was
and they got 2 All-Star players. Like so, I mean, they
yeah,
shouldn't have got waxed like that, But
with
I think
Garland out. But
yeah,
like I said, I just those last two games, I don't think it's so much a fluke that their defense rose when Garland was out sitting because the jump back and forth between him and Harry was funny because I was like, for real, both of y'all some cones for real. But I mean, one's more of a cone than the other, I guess. So so
yeah,
it's like,
my
yeah,
my one concern with Cleveland, even going back to like past years, when they lost to the Knicks a couple years ago, they got punked.
yeah.
They got flat out punked. Can Cleveland grind out a series? They're not gonna. They're playing Indiana, which is actually kind of tailor made for how Cleveland plays. Like I said it's gonna be a track meet.
yeah.
But when they get to Boston or Oklahoma City or maybe another team out west, you're gonna have to grind because Oklahoma City is physical. Boston, we don't think of them as a physical team, but they can get very physical as well, bro.
yeah,
When
they
they got
do.
Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown, Tatum, Horford, you
Derek
know,
White.
Derek White, like that's a tough
Pritchard.
team that can grind
Yeah,
out games. We think of them as a shooting team, but Boston's had to grind out some games. They just beat Orlando. Those were physical games as well.
yeah.
Um, so can Cleveland grind out those games when they're not hitting those threes, when their offense isn't rolling? And then, like you said, can they defend at a high level with Garland on the floor? You're going to take him out, and that hurts your offense. So that's what I'm worried about with Cleveland. But other than that, Cleveland should get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Pretty
And
easy.
right now, I would say that Cleveland looks better than Boston, but also you got to think about the matchups, and also JB was kind of out, and Holiday was out as well. And like I said, Orlando, please get some shooting and some guard play because
Kobe
Orlando
White.
could really be something special, but
Kobe
they
White.
just need shooting and guards. They need Kobe White and shooters. Quite
Hmm.
honestly, they need a guy like Con Knipple in the draft, but he won't fall that far down to them. But that's actually the ideal draft pick they need. Someone like that mold, 6'6", 6'7" shooter. Because Wagner and Bankero, I'm sold on both of them.
Do y'all think that they should make a run and try to go get Cam Thompson or Thomas?
No.
And for real, Brooklyn's not gonna let him go. They're gonna match any deal unless it's 2 OC because he's a restricted free agent this year.
I want to see.
True,
The
true,
reason I say
true.
no, because you need a guard that's going to distribute. Because that's Bankero's team.
That's also true.
You're
Because
going to need like
Cam had to be that six man. Because all he's not passing that shit up.
Yeah, nah, that
I
he
say
gonna
Kobe White because
green
Kobe
light.
White can play the point guard position as a distributor as well. He's a guy that can get hot and score, but he can also make plays off the bounce and be a playmaker. They need kind of like that hybrid.
Hey, my bad. Houston funny, man. They fucking up the league, so they had to put the starters back in. See, that's that shit.
Hey, yeah, yeah. They only up 17.
Nice.
19.
19 now.
How much time's left?
709.
Yeah, I mean, Steph get hot. It could get dicey.
Nah, Steph ain't even out here.
Like it was the bench players for a minute, but then like Houston saw that. Wait a minute, this joint went from like 28 to 18. Hold up. They had to sit back in the day like, hold up.
Lean that forward.
They got to lean forward real quick. But
But
yeah, I
yeah,
agree. You've been high on Orlando for a minute, and like you said, they just need some outside shooting. My thing is, because we know there's like shooters out there in the league, but they also have to be able to keep that same intensity on defense Orlando
Yeah.
had. That's my thing. Because like don't get no like liability on defense just because they're shooting. But do you take that risk, T, if you're Orlando at this point? Because everybody else is going to defend. But what's your thoughts on that?
a good
You're
three
gonna
of
have to
these
get
players.
somebody to shoot the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
defense can only get you but so far in today's NBA. You're gonna have
Hmm.
to be able to put the ball in the basket at some point. You gotta have shot makers and shot creators. And Bankero and Wagner were just out there by themselves, and Boston is too good of a team to let those guys beat them. It got real interesting, games 2 through 4, but they just need a little bit more. Like you said, can they find somebody that can not be a cone? Um, and also, like they have so many, like they have length, like they have Isaac, a good defender. Um, and other defenders. So I mean,
They they had
they have to give up
they
one of
had
those guards. Suggs,
yeah.
Cole Anthony, or Black. One of them's gonna have to go. Somebody's gonna have to go.
Yeah, I was just speaking to like one of the injuries, like one of their defenders, Mo Wagner was out for the year. I think he was out. I think he missed like the last 3 months or something like
Yeah,
that.
Hmm.
he's been out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
But I like what Orlando's doing, but they have to. You have to add on more at this point. You've been to the playoffs twice now. You got bounced in the first round twice. You want to
Hmm.
move that next year because Detroit is coming, and we've
yeah,
seen teams that have nice pieces like Memphis. They might win a series, and then we have expectations of them. They never do anything since. They kind of taking a step backwards. So we saw with
Would you
Sacramento, they made
we
the
saw we
playoffs, and we
saw
thought
we
they were
saw
going
with
to.
Atlanta. We saw with Atlanta when
Yep.
they made the conference
join?
final.
I'm gonna throw two names out there just for the sake of time, then we can move on. I say nominee for my first pick to try to go to Orlando if you need a bucket and some scoring. Quentin Grimes is a free agent this year.
Mm.
Would you try to sign him
Yeah,
if you're Orlando? Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I don't think it's possible, but we seen crazier things.
Unless Philly just acting stupid again.
I'm just talking hypothetical. I'm just talking
Yeah.
in a way. If you was able to get someone like Trey Young, would you get him out of Atlanta to come to Orlando?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I'm
Okay.
surprised they haven't tried to make that move yet to begin with. To be honest with you, I heard rumors about. I've
Yeah.
seen like trades and little mock trades, but I
Hmm.
mean Trey Young's time in Atlanta is over. You saw how defeated he was after the play-in. Like he really was just like kind of over it. Atlanta peaked a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's time to tear it down.
Ooh, 13.
Damn.
But
And this with the bench in.
so I guess real quick, the next games, LA and Minnesota. Can I just give myself some credit, bro? 'Cause I said on the last pod, I said, watch out for Julius Randle. He's gonna be an
Yeah.
X factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you
Yes,
you
you
called
did.
you called it, man.
Because honestly, Randle's the type of guy, he's big enough and strong enough to stay in front of Luca on the defensive end. So when they switch, you're not really missing out anything. If it was like Cat back there, see, Cat would have got cooked. So this is
Yeah.
actually the one time where the Randle trade actually benefits Minnesota. Because when you go small, you got Randle back there. Randle is strong enough. He's actually hustling and really playing defense. I never thought I'd see Julius Randle play defense like this, but he's actually moving his feet. We're seeing Nas Reed move his feet and stay in front of Luca. Luca, man, like you can't blow by Randle and Nas Reed. Like
Hey,
if
but
I'm a
but to
Laker
Minnesota,
fan, I'm concerned, bro, because that's crazy, bro. Luca gonna have to get in shape, bro. He can't get past Nas Reed and Randle. McDaniels is all up in him, man. Like Luca has to get screens set to get any type of separation right now. That's gonna be a problem, whether Lakers advance or not. Teams are gonna be all up in him, bro. Because the tape is out there, bro. He is not in shape. He can't blow by anybody, and he's a cone. And I know our two boys got into it the other day about it, but Luca is atrocious on defense, bro. And Austin Reeves
Yeah.
is just as bad.
yeah. I'll
No,
go.
it's like no, it's like James Harden in Houston all over again. Like, yeah, he can give you the triple doubles. Yeah, he's gonna have the highlight of step back 3 pointers and assists. But ever since he got them ankles taken in the Olympics from Nigeria, that boy said fuck defense for like a decade, bro. Like,
Hold on. We took that nigga ankles. Hold up, I missed that. When we took
how
this
you
nigga,
miss that?
we took this
Bro,
nigga
it got
ankles.
cross in the Olympics. Cross, bro.
Oh, back in 2021. Yeah.
2012. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He got
yeah.
that man
Yeah, he
ain't
took,
play and that man ain't play a lick of defense for a decade. He say nah. Like just straight pathetic. That was Luca's defense for real. Hell,
Bro,
Joker shows a
Uh-oh.
little bit more. Joker shows a little bit more effort than Luca does, and he's still a
Yeah,
cone. But at
he
least he
just
shows
slow.
effort.
Yeah, he just slow. That's all.
So I got a
Yeah.
hypothetical question for any of y'all. Let's say Minnesota advances. Are they a contender to win? Would you give them a chance to win the West, or you think Oklahoma City is too much for them?
Man, it's an OKC invitational, bro. Nobody being there.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what I
Okay,
think.
see, OKC is the best team in the West if everything's like they hitting on all cylinders. Like I think we've seen it before when because Shea they did this to Memphis and Shea was off for most of that series for those 4 games. Like he wasn't his typical MVP level self. But if you get his usual efficient 32 points a game with what everybody else is doing, because Chet had a good half. We seen what Jerry Williams is doing. Caruso is doing well. Aaron Wiggins has come off the bench scoring. Like this is a deep team, and they play really good defense. So you just add Shea just being more efficient to that. Like I think I think what the Wolves proven is it's like we can't stop thinking about them as a one and done team, no matter who they facing. Because it always seems like we look at the other side, it's like, oh, they got to play the Nuggets with Joker in this team. They got to play KD with Bill and Booker. They playing. It's like we respect him, but we don't give him enough because Ant Man has shown us that he's here. Like this is his arrival right now. Like Ant Man sniping everybody that's in front of him right now, and
Yeah.
he's what we thought he ascended last year. He's shown maybe not as much because he hasn't been on limelight because the Timberwolves came out slow in the beginning of the season, but for like the last 2 months Ant Man and the Wolves has been ascending. Ant Man has taken up to another level that I didn't think he was going to reach in maybe at least 2 more years after what happened last year. Like Ant
I
Man's
think
been
Minnesota
balling.
had a lot of injury. They had a lot of injuries in the
Yeah,
beginning of the year too. I
because
think Ray missed the final.
why Dante been out, Julius been out, and you got to acclimate these new pieces after a big trade like that. So
So my question to you, Dre, or anybody else. So if we don't give them a chance versus Oklahoma City, let's look down the road.
hmm
What move would they have to make to ascend to that tier? Is there a move that can be made, knowing that their cap situation, they got new ownership, they got A-Rod now and there's an owner. I don't know if it's possible, but I mean, would you try to go after Kevin Durant?
What would the trade package be?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just throwing hypotheticals out there, you know what I'm saying? But they have to make a move because my thing is in the NBA now the windows aren't as long as they used to because of the
hmm
second apron and all this other shit with the
yeah.
CBA thanks to that trader CJ
To
McCollum,
be
bro. Like your
honest,
windows aren't long in the NBA, so you have to like make moves to go in
But
now because
if they make a move like that, Rudy has to be a part of that whatever
and
deal. If
that,
they go get the
and,
Giannis or
and
they go
that's
get KD.
and that's my thing. That's my thing. Because if you get KD, Rudy because of contracts have to be somehow in there, and then maybe somebody else. You probably even had to add Dante back in there or Julius Randle just
I was
because
thinking Dante.
with picks of that short. So if you do that, there's 2 things they're going to have to do. One, they have to find that new anchor on defense. Rudy ain't all that, but at least when it comes to certain series, he does his 10 minutes, but then he gets cooked for the rest of his minutes. But at least he gives you 10 minutes, depending on the matchup. But then you also got to get younger at point guard.
Yeah.
It's time for y'all to get somebody outside Conley. Conley's been a well serviced point guard for his whole NBA career,
19
but
Yeah.
years, yeah.
but if Minnesota wants to take it to that next level, they have to get a younger point guard and
So
elevate that
what
role.
younger guards are out there
You bring
that can
Tyus
help
Jones with
them?
KD.
I was
That's what you do. You bring
that's
Tyus
literally what
Jones
I was
because
thinking. You see,
Phoenix fucked it up, but I promise you, Tyus Jones. If Phoenix, we talked about it in the rant episode. If you for all my viewers, go check out our new installment of the Rant Corner. We talk about the Phoenix Suns and that and more in depth. But Tyus Jones, I feel like is still a good serviceable point guard. He just got wrapped up in a fucked up situation like everybody else over there. So if there's a way you could bring those 2 over, that solves a lot of your problems. Then you just find your anchor on defense.
Would you make a if you're Minnesota? We mentioned his name earlier because I mean Trey Young gonna be on the trading block this offseason. Would you make a run at Trey Young? I know he's a liability on defense, but Minnesota they have Rudy, they have guys that
I
can
don't
defend.
honestly I
No,
don't
no,
think
why I
so.
say it? No, why I say yes? No, no, why I say yes though? Because for some reason Ant Man puts the battery in motherfuckers' backs that don't play defense, and now they play defense. Cause look at Cat now. Look what Cat doing now. Cat was
Valid.
different than what. Yeah, he hit that shot a few days ago, but Cat's whole like mentality from last year's playoffs is completely different from this year's playoffs. Like Ant-Man was talking, like he was talking to that motherfucker, bro.
He was big brother
Like
to that dude.
exactly.
That's nasty.
Like he gave that man confidence that he. And this is somebody that's dating Jordan Woods. I'm sorry, if you're dating Jordan Woods, you should have all the confidence in the world, like you one of the baddest motherfucking players on the planet. But for some reason, he act like he don't have a baddie. I just don't get it, son. But that's a discussion for another day. But Ant-Man just has that. I guess he just talks that right amount, that right level of shit to people in practice. Like they just make you better. Like he's like when Cam Newton had to grab Josh Norman up by the pass and like, hey yo, what's good with you, nigga? I'm gonna put some greatness into you so you can be good. Like shit like that. That's what I feel like Ant-Man be
Turn him
on.
into all pro for a year.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I like Minnesota. They got to the conference finals last year. They have
Mhm.
a chance to get there this year because I just don't think the Lakers are coming back from a 3-1. LeBron is 40. Luka's out of shape. They don't have a lot of depth. They might win tonight, but honestly, I can see Ant-Man closing it
Trust
out
let
tonight in
they
LA
play
just to
like
prove a
themselves,
point.
man.
I think we get Minnesota Wolves and Thunder. I think that's what we gonna get. I think that's what we're gonna get in the Western Conference Finals. I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well
Ant
then.
versus Ant versus SGA gonna feed families though.
Oh, they always have good
It
games
will.
against each other.
It sure will.
They always have good games against each other. Looking forward to it.
I
But
think the only
let's
chance
get
Minnesota has, they're going to have to goon that series up. Something
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
They got the defense for it. Like I like last year. Last year was a different team, but we saw throughout that Phoenix series and in the Denver series how well Minnesota plays defense. That was with Cat and
J-
Gobert. Like this year, obviously, like Jaden McDaniel is like a top tier defender and everything, and some other guys on the team as well. So I think defense is kind of low key a calling card for them, and I think that's the reason I think they'll get to the conference finals.
Yeah. The only
Yeah.
problem is that Oklahoma City might be better on defense than Minnesota for
Oh,
real, for
oh,
real.
oh, for sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
And that should be, if that matchup does happen. I mean, either way, like Oklahoma City versus Golden State, Oklahoma City has to exercise that Golden State demon from the past. That'll be interesting because, Steph
mhm.
will put the fear of God in that crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have PTSD from 2016 again, man.
Well, Clay ain't there, so maybe things would be better for him. It was really that game six that changed everything.
Sure, man.
Do
Any
do
other
we need
hoops?
do we need to talk about what happened last night?
Yeah, we need to talk about what happened last night.
We absolutely do.
No, yeah, we
Who's gonna
absolutely need to touch on it at least
roll
for a
my
minute or
shoes
so.
up?
Yeah, because hey,
Okay, okay. I'm
before
hold on. I'm gonna ask an honest question. I'm being serious when I ask this question. I'm being serious.
let's take away the bias real quick. Let's take away all the bias. Let's take away all the bias. Oh my god, I gotta give these niggas fucking credit, man. Oh my god, bro. No, Halliburton is not overrated. He's not overrated. I think like when you make yeah, obviously like the Bucks tricked off. They like when you're up 7 with 40 seconds left, there's no excuse for you to lose. I don't care if you're at full strength or not. Like there's no excuse for you to lose. But credit to Indiana. They got the steals, they made the plays. Halliburton was able to get past Giannis on that game-winning layup. I think even like before that or like before overtime, like Milwaukee's defense was just or lack thereof just wasn't there. I think I don't I can't like he performed he showed up, so I can't really say like he overrated like that. But then again, I'm looking at it like this series and what he did last year. Like yeah, like he balled out against the Knicks, especially when it counted. Um, Against these Bucks, there's only really been like 2 games in which he played the Bucks at full strength. And granted, like Indiana is just a matchup problem for Milwaukee. They're faster, they're younger, they play better defense, like they shoot the ball better. They're just more talented than Milwaukee. but the sample size, there's really like two games where Indiana was at full strength and Milwaukee was at full strength. And that was in this series, game 2 and game 3. And Milwaukee played them close up until the last few minutes of that game of game 2, and then we saw what happened in game 3 when Milwaukee got the dub there. So it's hard for me to say. So that's why I'm looking forward to this Indiana Cleveland series, because I want to really see what this team can do against a top like a number like a clear cut like favorite of the East. And I don't know if Halliburton, or how I like to call him, Halle Berry, shows up like a terrorist, like he did at times during the season, then it's gonna prove my point. But it's just hard for me to say that he's overrated just based on what I saw.
I think that's the honest answer.
I had to be honest, man. But fuck them niggas, man. Fuck all them niggas. I have
Even
beef
his
with all
pops.
the roster.
Even his pops.
Even his bitch ass pops.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
There
look,
we
I don't
go.
give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, everybody saw what happened. Everybody's only looking at when Giannis went up to him like later on. But bro, if you come on half court and you're not a player and you showing me a fucking towel of some nigga face talking about this is what the fuck we do. This is what the fuck we do. First of all, Indiana, newsflash, you haven't won a championship. You have not won a championship. Giannis has actually won one. Giannis has actually won one, bro. And word on the street is, I think Tia, or like somebody said earlier in our chat, like his dad has been like talking like this to everybody in the league. I think it was on First Take too. Like his dad been talking crazy to everybody. I'm like, first of all, like, and I get and I'll give Halliburton credit for checking his dad, and even like for what he said, like even for like what he said about Dame after game 4. But I still don't like that nigga. I still think you a bitch, and I still think that you're gonna get locked up in this second round series. So take that as it is. But yeah, man, I don't like these niggas, bro. I don't like these niggas, dog. I like Halliburton. Like I gave you your props, but Andrew Nemhart, you're a bitch. Aaron Neesmith, you're a bitch. TJ McConnell, you need to go sell me insurance or something. I don't need to see you on no court, bro. And Pascal Siakam, you ugly as fuck. You fit the terrorist description. Like, I mean, I'm gonna get into that later. I'm gonna get to that terrorist shit later.
Hey yo, I know. And Pascal Siakam was talking crazy this series. I was like, I didn't know he do this. I
know good and well they ain't teach you that shit in Cameroon, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that. You want talking none of that in Toronto, bro. Yeah. You came up big in 2019.
Hey yo, I was about to say, bro.
You were not talking like that. You ain't be talking like that.
So
I remember game 7 in the bubble. Game 7 in the bubble against Boston. You came up small. You gave them real tiny. I ain't see you talking like that. I did not see you talking like that.
So you don't like him no more, Dave?
Huh?
You don't like him no more?
Hell no, I don't like that nigga no more, bro.
Damn, son.
The past. I appreciate everything you did for Toronto, but the past is the past. I got my ring. I'm good. Look, you in Indiana now. You with the ops now. I do not like these. Like, I really don't like these niggas, bro. Like,
Damn, future bar.
That YN Ben Matherin, bro. Like, bro. Oh,
Hey, y'all's about to choke that nigga, bro.
kill that nigga, dog.
He's gonna see that gorilla versus 100 man come to fruition with that shit. I tell you that.
I'm like, bro, like all them niggas just be talking. I'm like, y'all haven't done shit, bro. Y'all haven't done shit, bro. Y'all be the old ass injured Bucks team. Y'all be the Knicks team that was half they starting lineup was hurt with tried OG out there like a limping horse. Bro, like you need to be fired. You need to be fired for that shit, man.
I agree.
Limping like that.
I agree. Fuck Thibodeau, bro.
Hey, yo, that was the.
Then we
Ty Willis read that shit, dog.
We saw what you look like against Boston. Granted, Halliburton got hurt during game 2 of that series, but we saw what y'all look like, bro.
It's gonna get
We
smacked
saw
anyway.
what y'all look like. We saw what y'all look like, bro. Y'all have not done anything, bro. So if y'all want to shut me up, beat Cleveland in the 7-game series. Do that. Do that, bro. Y'all not that nice, man. Y'all not that nice. And Miles Turner, you've been there since Paul George was there, bro. And you still little brother to these niggas. You still the little brother to these niggas, bro.
Damn.
Still
Shit.
a little brother to these niggas, bro.
Hey,
Unbelievable,
bro.
man.
But
Keep
damn,
going.
Fuck this cup check, bro. Cause we should have traded for Miles Turner for we held on to Devontae Graham, bro. Unbelievable, bro.
crazy to me.
Unbelievable, bro.
He a
Looks
solid
like
player,
Devontae
but
Graham's a
like, dog,
glorified
like,
chucker, bro.
Devontae Graham, son.
but nah, man, I ain't even watched that clan rally of a game 5, man. Indiana, you know you racist. You racist. I ain't watched that shit. I ain't watched that shit, man. I was shitty. I was shitty, nigga. I was looking at the app. I was on the ESPN app. I was looking
Oh
at the
my god.
score. 118, 111, 114, or whatever. I was like, all right, Bucks got this. All right, cool. 5 minutes later,
Hey
119,
yo.
118 over final overtime. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What the? I
All
was like,
right, time
dog.
for
Yeah.
my feature. Time for my feature. Time for my
Yeah,
feature.
go ahead.
Yeah, you know what happened? I can tell you what happened. I can tell y'all exactly what happened. Before I say his name, I just want y'all to know I want him to be arrested for identity theft because impersonating the NBA basketball coach has to be a crime in some state, and I'm willing to bet Milwaukee has to be one because Glenn Rivers, Mister, I almost made you come, as T would, he came up short once again. Like, bro, we do this with you every year. It's starting to become like that SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to teach you this, old man? Like, what are you doing? Like, of course you were gonna be down. Like, we knew you weren't gonna win the series this time around. You weren't gonna have your usual up 3-1 and then lose and almost got you there type thing. But hey, you did your best impersonating with that game. You did your best impersonating with that game. Being up by what, 7? In
Yeah,
like
and 40
like
seconds left.
yeah,
Yeah.
no way possible for you to lose that game. It's no way possible. But you always find a way to lose that game. You're gonna find a way to lose a game like that. And then just sit back looking confused and looking like you just smoked a pack of cigarettes. Like, brother, come on.
And man, it's sad, man, because Gary Trent balled his ass off, man. But that
Yep.
turnover, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
Mm.
my God, he the reason that they had the
But
lead, in overtime anyway. He the reason.
you know what? They deserve to lose because why in the hell is Kevin Porter Jr. running the ISO play with the game on the line, bro? That's when I knew,
Exactly.
dog. That's when I
Doc
knew.
Rivers, bro.
That's when I knew, dog. I was like, wait a
I'm
minute.
like,
What is
you
going?
need to
Hey,
look at this
look,
fool trying to be the hero.
they took a page out of John Shire playbook of how to handle pressure in the last 30 seconds of the
Hey,
game,
chill.
bro. I was looking at the highlights. I was like, how the hell y'all let this happen, bro? Doc, like all them timeouts that you called, them 2 timeouts you called at the end, bro, like nothing happened. Like no, like what adjustment? Like was there any clipboard? Where's the clipboard in this situation? Where's God in this conversation? Where's the clipboard in this conversation? Like yo, bro, like there's no excuse for that, bro. We should have had a game 6, regardless of not being at full. Like that series should have went to game 6. That series should have went to game 6, man. But look, man, like as far as the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooke Lopez, take the L out of Lover, and it's over, brother. You are cooked. You are cooked.
This
You are
brother
oh,
was literally over
you
here.
are cooked with the Pacers mascot, bro. All you good is drop coverage and 30-foot threes. That is all you're good for. Like, bro, and Kyle Kuzma, the
I was
playoffs
about
have
to ask where
started.
was Kuzma
The
at?
playoffs have started, Kyle Kuzma. Where are you?
Around. It won't no fine shit
Where
around.
where are you? Yeah,
It
yeah,
won't no
that
fine
must
shit
have been it.
around.
Ain't no fine shit in Indianapolis. Ain't no fine shit in Milwaukee. That's why he ain't show up. I guess the series should have been in L.A. It should have been in L.A. He should have been on the West Coast or something. Man,
Man, they
like
should have played that series at Rose Bar.
Oh God. He would have put up Wilt numbers. He would have put up Wilt numbers.
if we were playing the Wizards, he would have showed up. He would have showed up. Yeah.
Man, tough on Milwaukee. We good on this side, man. We chilling. We
Oh man.
chilling. Thanks for the pick, though,
Oh,
and for AJ, we appreciate it.
And
I think it was a good trade. My end. I think it was a good trade for real, for real.
and,
Not
Hey
my
and
problem
Miami,
no more.
hey Miami, how you like that Terry Rozier trade?
He not being the allegation, dog.
Man, we're worried about
and
smashing that Selena Power chick that playing ball, bro. Good riddance. Good riddance.
I hope they close them studios down in Miami.
hey, oh man, damn. And Giannis, I don't even blame you if you leave, bro. Like all the stats that you put up in the last 10 playoff games, bro, that you were in, I don't even blame you, bro. Well, I don't know what it was in game 5, like 30 points, 13 rebounds, like 8 assists or some shit,
I'm
two
gonna be
steals,
real.
five, like, and you still
Playing for
lose.
Glenn Rivers probably took 3 years off his career.
I'm like, man, I don't even blame you, bro. Like, this ain't it. Like, the team is old. It's not getting any younger. Like, and any of the all the young players are not like guys you can build around. They're all just serviceable pieces, role players. Like, I don't know. And Dame is not going to play again until 2020, like fall of 2026.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it's over, dog. Like, I won't even blame you for leaving, bro. I wouldn't even blame you for leaving, bro. Like, cause the Milwaukee hasn't shown you that they can build around you, and the pieces that were that
They
got you to
tried.
the championship,
They tried. They just it wasn't good enough.
yeah, it just wasn't
They
good
got
enough.
they got pieces too late, and then and when trying to acquire pieces, they also made other teams better, like Boston.
Yep.
So they were their own worst enemy in a sense. So
That was Glenn Rivers' fault. I refuse to believe anything else because he was in Griffin's ear like, hey, you need to make this deal, make them do this.
So Dre, I was gonna wait till the end of the episode, but since we're talking about terrorists, I need to go ahead and just do this now. So, man, my fellow Americans
here we go.
and allies across the globe,
What allies? We don't have any allies left, man. At this rate.
whoever fuck with us in the world. All of us, all everybody across the world that watches this pod, I have a message for all of you. Well, my fellow Americans, we must be very vigilant at this time, more vigilant than ever. Hamas has invaded all of our territory, as we all know. They have camouflaged themselves into NBA franchises, NFL franchises, NBA players, NFL players. Some even baseball players and hockey players and soccer players. They camouflage themselves all around. They have camouflaged themselves to things that we can't even imagine. This message, whether you sports bet or off the Percocet, whether you strip whether you strip
Hey.
tease or love getting on your knees, this message is for you. Hamas, I am sick and tired of your terrorism. There's no room for it. There's no justification for it. These acts of sheer evil have just bitten into my soul. The Indiana Pacers of such prime example of such vitriol, terrorism, this thing, just pure evil that's coming, that's just ruining our society. That you must go. You must go. You must be destroyed. And I will be standing here. I will be standing here on the day that you get destroyed. Your day of reckoning. When it comes against the Cleveland Cavaliers, your day of reckoning will come. You should believe in the God that you worship. But I believe in my flavor and my penmanship. You will be destroyed, and that will not be denied. I'm done.
The
Let's
pod,
speed round.
bro. Cut the pod.
Hey, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I ain't, I ain't got nothing else to say, man.
Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's
You
all I got,
know,
bro.
comment. You know, be safe
Share
out here.
all that
Share.
stuff.
Yeah, man. Like that joint. Hit the thumbs up button and shit for real, for real.
Man,
Leave a comment. We be doing shit on here. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
leave a comment.
Yeah.
not that you done. You done, man. You got to say nothing else, dog.
Hit us up. Like, yo,
We on Twitter,
we here.
Facebook, Instagram. Yeah,
If you see Dave comment, just walk away.
Spotify.
Apple.
Apple Music.
Every place you get your podcast at, man. We there, man. We there. We
Yeah.
there.
Oh
Facts.
shit.
Facts.
Like, comment. Yeah. Y'all Dave, you ain't gotta say the line. We got it, brother.
Yeah,
We got it. We got it for you. We got it for you, man.
Oh fuck. What have I done?
Try to start World War III.
Yo, if he would have opened up with the speech though. If he would have opened up with the speech, I would have just logged out. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
No, if he would have told the Pacers players that somebody will be racing their sons and daughters for you, I would have left off this pod. I would have left off this pod. Because I ain't know what I thought. I swear to God, I said, ain't no way he about to say this shit on the pod, bro. Ain't no way he about to say this shit on the pod, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Man, fucking, hey, we appreciate y'all watching us, man. We appreciate y'all. Hey,
Oh.
again, tune into that. We got that other installment of the Rant Corner. We talk about some of the most disappointing teams and some of the most disappointing Nikos out there. So go ahead, check that joint out, man. But yeah, this is Aspen 4. I'm with my boy C Note, my boy T, BT, and this guy. Get this man a Grammys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You should wear the paper route chain doing all that shit, bro.
Dave got more dish records.
There's more on the way. There is more on the way. There is more on the way. Trust me. There is
And
more on
unfortunately,
the
we
way.
just don't have the time. So
I am out
shut
of
us.
time. I am out of time, but I am not out of slander. There is more on the way. There's more on the way. I promise there's more on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, D. Dr. Esquire Day. We sat for 4. We out, man.